What twists and turns will January have in store for us? The NFL playoffs are officially underway.
And that's not going to be returned, as so many kicking teams elect to do. This is past the landing zone, and we'll start at the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. First carry now for Alexander Madison. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Now O'Connell. This goes out wide from Madison.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Now here's the first carry for Amir Abdullah. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. All told, it's an even 30 and a 1st down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Linebacker Patrick Queen bringing him down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Here's O'Connell.
And his throw here's incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
To throw here, O'Connell.
Over the middle, complete. That's Turner. And he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Daniel Carlson set for the Raider field goal. A 33-yarder from the left hash. The kick by Carlson is good. Every possession in the postseason magnified. And look, it's just the opening drive. They didn't get the touchdown they wanted, but at least they got on the board.
They got on the board. They've got their home crowd into it as well. And remember, in the playoffs, the game slows down a little bit. So every point is precious.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start the drive with Harris. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Good running right there. And this is a man who's a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances. And he picks up nice yardage on that one.
Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5. This is Harris on the draw. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
This now a 3rd and 4. A shotgun snap, Fields. That's going to be caught by Pickens. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. An audible here to get a new look. They run for it with Harris. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And that will force a turnover on downs. On 1st down, Abdullah. Alex Highsmith there on the tackle.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Second and 5. And O'Connell now to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I may be an analyst, but I'm also a fan. I love it when people take the big shots downfield, but he was under a lot of duress. And I think that forced the incompletion downfield. Didn't have a real good chance to find his target.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, and now they look up at a 3rd and 5. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
On 4th down, here's Daniel Carlson for the Raider field goal. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will make it 6-0. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goal is probably not what they were hoping for.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They're coming off a 4th down gamble that last drive that backfired CD, but really not as badly as it could. Their defense held up and only gave up 3 points.
And what they want to do is play off the momentum the defense gave them. Only giving up the 3 points in that situation after they failed on 4th down. Now they want to make it pay off. They want to pay homage to the defense and have their own drive pay off in points for themselves. Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Again, it's Harris on second down. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Out of the gun, Fields. He's got his target. That's complete. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Chase Claypool, 63 yards. And the Steelers have tied the ball game with a chance to take the lead. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They've probably got some adjustments to make because they've moved the football okay at times, but they haven't been able to get anything consistently going, have they?
What you worry about is it almost turns into a basketball game where one team's coming down and hitting threes, and you're coming back and getting twos, and you steadily lose ground. In this situation, you're talking about touchdowns to field goals. They want to put in the end zone and put those sixes on the board.
Yeah, they've been settling. That's why they're down on the scoreboard right now. Back to throw, O'Connell. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Queen.
And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw or maybe the ball's tipped or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. Down right around the 25. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. After one, a 1-point game, 7-6. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Here's Fields. And in for the Steelers, touchdown. George Pickens, 25 yards for the touchdown, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Well, on that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open in the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there, because the best quarterback-receiver combos in the NFL, they know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach is talking to his offensive coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe something to press it a little bit. This might be the case.
Out of the shotgun, here's O'Connell.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25.
And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Brock Bowers, 63 yards. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
So many times you think of these tight ends catching the ball already in the end zone, but today's tight end, they can run after the catch, too, to score.
They're big, they're strong, but they're extremely athletic, and they can surprise the heck out of you when they get the ball in their hands and they're running away from the defense.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Now Fields.
Flush to his right. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Well, that turned out better than most of the passes he could have thrown on that snap. The coverage downfield was excellent, but the containment close to home left him a backdoor escape, and they paid dearly for not locking up.
A play fake, now Fields to throw.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers.
George Pickens
with his second touchdown here in this first half.
And the Steelers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. In the second quarter, and already his second touchdown reception.
Absolutely the definition of a difference maker here in this first half. Clearly one of his quarterback's favorite targets in this game, and I figure he's going to draw a little more attention and coverage moving forward.
Extra point put through by Boswell, and the lead is up to 8. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive.
And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score.
So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Boswell good with the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They've got to be a little shell-shocked. Down double digits at home in the playoffs. Still in the first half. They've got to turn things around quickly. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
O'Connell working from the gun. Open man downfield. It's Ross. He's got him. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. John Ross, 70 yards. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have played so strongly. You look at the scoreboard, you probably, with the way they played, you would think the margin would be a lot bigger, right? You would. And in your experience, how many times have we run into coaches where they've talked about, hey, we just want to put it in the hands of our defense and have them win the game? In this case, not the case. Not at all. You want to put it in the hands of your offense, but you always feel better about seeing defense because you think defense is a constant and offense kind of comes and goes. Today, this game, no, they need their offense to stay on a really high level. They've been hot so far. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun on 3rd down, Fields. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. And I feel like my man, Old Mo, momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3 and out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline. On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away. Fair catch called for and made, but now we'll have to see about the penalty. Football 101, you've got to let the guy catch the ball. You have to know the ball is there. You have to know it's arrived. Otherwise, you're going to get flagged every time. They'll run left with Abdullah. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run. Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd down and 2. from the shotgun. O'Connell. This is Alexander Madison out of the backfield with it.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
Here's Madison running on first down.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts.
They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Here's 2nd and 3. Our first carry here for Kane-Nwangu.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Throwing, O'Connell.
And this is going to be incomplete.
Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
And Carlson missed it. Hold it to the left. These playoff games have a tendency to be tight. You have to wonder if that missed field goal could haunt him later.
Yeah, we're always looking for the key plays, right? The ones that we're going to magnify. Usually those happen in the second half or later in the game. This might be the key play of the game showing up here in the first half.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs. Keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
Harris going to get it again on 2nd down.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. From the gun, here's Fields. He'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
To throw is Fields. He's got this to Pickens.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. It's a gain of 35.
Well, he worked his way quite a bit in this first half, and with good reason. You can see it there. He is such a handful defensively, just too hard to keep him under wraps, and delivers a big play here for this offense.
Off play action, Fields.
And he's got it.
Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Second and goal from the 1. Ross. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Oh, CD, there didn't seem to be much resistance there down near the goal line.
Yeah, partner, from what I saw there, not a real good job of matching up defensively, because to me, they looked like they were just in their base 3-4 package. You need bigger bodies in there in a goal line type situation. The 3-4, fine between the 20s, but not down here when you're guarding your end zone.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead is up to 15 now. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
He finds the speedster Ross. That's complete. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. John Ross. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Raiders get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did. They didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. On as the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. Back to throw, Fields.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
Now run straight ahead with Warren.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now the Steelers going to use their third and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Fields. Completion here to Claypool.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down.
Fields now to throw. That went down the field for Freiermuth.
But he's got it inside the 10.
Oh, he's brought down. And remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick.
A big play there just before halftime. 51 yards.
Now it's Fields.
And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
Pat Freiermuth in the final seconds of the first half. And the Steelers will extend their lead here just before halftime. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free. And his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play.
A final shot before break. O'Connell. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
A final shot before break. O'Connell, he's going to loft one deep left side here. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback. And the third quarter will start from the 30. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they've been the better of the two teams through 2 quarters of play, much to the chagrin of this home crowd.
Yeah, this score is a surprise to a lot of folks at home, although not to my dad. He predicted the visitors would win. And maybe to the folks in the stadium. But you know who is not a surprise to, partner? This team with the football. They were very confident coming in.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Here's Fields.
And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
So many times we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Throwing on 2nd and long.
Fields. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line.
The
Pretty much everything went their way offensively in the first half, but now an interception on the opening drive of the third quarter.
As we know, the key to everything here, don't get careless with the football. The problem is you've got to stay aggressive as well. So where's the line between being aggressive and attacking and being overly aggressive? I think they just crossed it on that one.
Now a give, left side. This is Abdullah. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. 57 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
From the 6 now on 2nd and 3. O'Connell quick out wide and complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Brock Bowers, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Raiders take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that will get him one closer. So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Pretty important third quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Well, they had that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
Harris running straight ahead. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Still needing 10 yards. Now it's 3rd down. Back to throw. Fields. And this pass broken up. And the contact, well timed there. And now 4th down.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
It'll be called just a 22-yard punt. Certainly not what he wanted. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Here's O'Connell. And that'll be incomplete. John Ross, the one he was looking for. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Now O'Connell. He'll get the tight end Bowers involved there. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. He's been big, 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a 1st down here.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Here's Abdullah running right. Down at the 35. It'll be 2nd down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Now it's O'Connell. Oh, tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the Steelers are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Well, I don't want to take too much away from his performance throwing the football. He's got the 4 touchdown passes, but this now a second interception of the ball game.
And, partner, part of what's gotten him the 4 touchdowns is a certain fearlessness. But that fearlessness borders with recklessness, and the latter just occurred.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. The third quarter has not been kind to them. After they built that lead at intermission, they've seen that lead shrink.
And how much of that is simply execution? How much of that is maybe you lose your edge a little bit because you've got a lead? And you do have to credit the other team some because they've made some adjustments to start to slow them down. Can they find those counters now? Those extra plays or plays they haven't run that'll be effective and get them back moving again?
They'll be looking for something here, anything to seize that momentum back. Again, it's Harris on second down. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 50 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. This one deep for Wilson. That's caught at the 25. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A great play there. 60 yards. And the Steelers go up by 2 touchdowns. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
Boswell for the extra point. And the lead is up to 15 now. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Well, with the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
On the give, this is Harris. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. The officially it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Operating from the gun, Fields. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Fields. Setting up the screen. Harris. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
They're going for it. This is Harris. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. At first glance, I actually wasn't sure that he got it, but he ended up getting it by about a full yard.
He certainly did, but it took a little effort, didn't it? Took some nice push, a little crease inside, and some determined running to make sure that he got the 1st down.
First down, and they go back to Harris. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. It's a gain of 3 on what will be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And they'll come up 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Fields. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Chase Claypool. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Steelers continue to pull the playoff surprise as they lead big here on the road. Boswell good with the extra point. And the lead opens up now to 22 points.
34.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10. T.J. Watt, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. And O'Connell now to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
They hand this off to Harris. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for second down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. Finds Pickens out right. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Flushed out right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
This offense so far on third down, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
On the give, it's Warren.
And he'll get inside the 10, but he's short of the line he needed. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on 1st and 2nd down and needing long yardage to try and pick up a first down. And they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on 4th down. But guess what? It all started with what happened on 1st and 2nd down. Really put them behind the 8 ball.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Open man down the field, it's Bowers. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 39 that time.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
Madison will get about halfway there as he takes this from the 4 down to the 2.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Again, Madison pushing for the end zone, but he's not going to get there. They stop him just shy of the goal line.
Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4 down territory.
They'll try to run with Madison. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. Alexander Madison taking it in from a yard out. And the Raiders are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll cut the lead down to 18. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this doesn't work. The Steelers recover it. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Now Fields. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Harris. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield.
That play was well covered. Just tried to check it down. Unfortunately, we're not able to find any yardage on that one.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 3rd down, here's Harris. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Saying their fans here are stunned would be an understatement. Things in this wild card round have not gone according to plan. Pass complete right side to Bowers. And he will step out of bounds all the way down inside the 40. It's a big play there for Vegas. 43 yards.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
To throw here, O'Connell. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
Back to throw, O'Connell. Short throw caught by Bowers. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he is going to have the Raiders' 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Here's O'Connell looking to throw it. And it's caught. And the Raiders are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Oh, nice job there putting the ball right at the doorstep of the goal line. Couldn't quite get it to pay dirt, but he got awfully close. Let's see if they can cash it in over the next couple of plays.
They'll go Madison up the middle. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Alexander Madison with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Raiders have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. He's doing his part, but still facing a sizable deficit.
And he would like to do more, but he needs help from the other 2/3, right? He needs his defense to bow up a little bit, and he also needs special teams to maybe create some big plays and help them get back in it.
So 2 scores down, time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. Good gain there on 1st down, and keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds and keep the clock rolling. They're in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he is going to have a Steeler 1st down. All smiles on that sideline. That should be the one to do it. Now here's another carry for Harris. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. 2nd down and 8. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. The Steelers going to survive and advance as we say so long, everybody. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long from Las Vegas.